I gotta be honest, Starcraft fans, there's very few things I enjoy more than watching people's first reaction to the King's Cove intro. But welcome back, it's the grand finals. Spawn here to the lower right, kicking off this best of 5. We got the blue Terran player, Cure. Now, Cure's not staying entirely in the bottom right. Instead, he's heading up to where his neighbor, his opponent, his rival to the top left, the red Zerg True, has his base. So it's going to be proxy racks. The question is, what kind of racks is this? And with the gas now on the way, you know there's going to be a little bit of Reaper action coming into it. But how committed is this? We've talked about this before. There are quite a few Terran players out there who are so good at this game that they use this as an opener rather than an all-in. Although, as we all know, if the opportunity arises, you should totally all-in. If True gets really greedy, for example, and does hatch, gas, and then pool, he'll find himself with really delayed lings and queens, and these Reapers will work out pretty well for the early game. So there's no question here. True's going to take some damage. The question is, how much can he mitigate it? To be honest, it doesn't look good. But it's certain at this point, Cure's going to get a small lead out of this. Dare's going to take off. Oh, Dares, I know you're not feeling so hot this morning, man. I know it's tough waking up. Have a good nap. Hopefully you feel a little bit better. Thank you for doing all the admin work behind the scenes. I really appreciate it, dude. Have a good night, or morning, or whatever you want to refer to it as. Oh, God, it's another hatchery, too. Taking a third like this normally isn't that big of a deal, but this is 2 less queens he's going to have in the defense. He's not even going to scout this coming unless the Reaper goes too close to the hatchery, in which case I don't know if Cure... I don't think True saw that at all. So, yeah, lings are not on the way yet. They'll be started up here very quickly. He denies the drones that are trying to put the extractors a little bit there. And this one Reaper is just kind of getting free auto attacks. 2 kills is already good. 3 is going to be great. More than that, too, with the other Reaper coming in. And there's some situations, too, where they'll forget to do the cancel part of the build cancel. Nick Winters gifted a sub out to somebody. Thank you, Nick Winters. That brings our sub count up to 961. Much appreciated. The grenade action, though, not that great. The Reaper damage, not that great, but still unstoppable. It's kind of like that Thanos, like, I am inevitable. I think that this is one of those deaths that just, it's slow coming, but it's coming. Because behind this, of course, Cure's on 22 SCVs. He's got a factory follow-up to this. He's still pumping out these Reapers. Slays the Dragon. Queen goes down. Lynx are nowhere close to having speed. I think this has just got a little too out of hand here for True. Not even a little. This is too much. This is game over out of hand. Any more workers killed is unrecoverable. GG. Game 1 goes to Cure. Here we are. Game number 2 kicks off here to the top left with our Red Zerg. Sidestorm Gaming's True. And of course, to get his opponent out of the way to the lower right, once again, it's Cure. $60 for the winner of this match. $20 for the loser. And more StarCraft 2 in the near future. Again, just urging you guys who are curious about what's going on, we do have the schedule for the upcoming week posted on both Discord and on Twitter. But to give you who tune in at this hour, the Korean time zone, a bit of an idea, today is going to be the last Korean Cup for a little bit, but then on Saturday the 10th, Sunday the 11th, and Monday the 12th, we'll be back with more of these Korean Cups. A big part of this is just that we've got WCS starting up this next week. Wardy's running a lot of events, so we will be back with more Korean content and 3 more Korean Cups. $300 across 3 days, all starting next weekend. But if you happen to be a delinquent who watches StarCraft in the morning and in the evening, this week will primarily be North American Cups in the evening. That'll kind of play around WCS finishing up and all that good stuff. So, yeah, anyways, you check out the full details over on Discord or on Twitter. And on that note, a little bit of self-serving here. You guys should definitely join our Discord if you haven't yet. I don't expect any of you to come in and chat and make it your hangout spot, but at least have it as a resource, you know, when things are going on and what tournaments we're announcing, because Discord gets all that info first. And while there is a subscriber-only section to our Discord where you get replay packs and all that good stuff, it is mostly a public, very open Discord server. So, yeah, be sure to come hop in, check us out sometime. !Discord in the chat if you need a link. I like the SCV Scout, by the way, quite a bit. I think it's very appropriate to assume True might retaliate with 1 base roaches or something, or get a Ravager rush going off after taking that 2 racks. I'm not saying that that's like a step 1, step 2 that naturally happens, but I think it's very safe to assume that it could happen. And if Kier's been watching any of the games today, True's been really prone to do that build at least once per series in the previous TVPs or TVZs he's been playing. Remember, he played against Alive, he played against TY. I mean, True's been playing only TVZs today. Yeah, picking off these lings best he can. No real big kills yet on the Reaper. Kiting around. There's not a lot to scout. If you want to jump to the main, he might see that he pulled off of gas, but to be honest, like the way True's building is very standard. And it's one of those builds where Cure is so good at this game, he doesn't need to see that to have a very good educated guess, just from seeing like timing of the queens and the lings and all that. There's a secondary hop-up spot though, so he's gonna peep into the main. He'll get that confirmation too. Or he should. The lings are running around the outskirts of the map. I don't think they're looking for a proxy. I think they're just trying to be unseen. Speed will be fishing up soon, and maybe then he runs to the natural base and catches 4 or 5 SCVs. But then again, Cure's production's picking up here too. That Reaper gets out alive, which is nice. That could actually come back home and aid in some of this defense. But with Hellions, I can't imagine he's too afraid of these Zerglings. I mean, he doesn't even know about them, but when they show themselves, it's not gonna be that scary. It's just so weird. This is a normal game with nothing really absurd happening. But with how fast game 1 went, is it just me or does anyone feel like this is a really slow game 2? Like, and I don't mean like it's bad or anything. I feel like this is so slow with the action and the intensity of what game 1 brought to us. But lings are biding their time. I'm not sure if maybe he might even elevator these in later. No, he won't. With the Viking on top of the Overlord, that's for sure. Yeah, stim packs coming out, so it's gonna be bio, not mech. I like actually. I know I just finished talking about how much I dislike mech versus Protoss. I do like mech versus Zerg though. I think the Cyclone Hellion style has really grown on me, and the ferocity that is Blue Flame has proved to be really good over time. But with bio play, I mean, I think there's a lot more control, and you don't have to wait to push, and you can just play aggressively. And those are all things that complement Cure's playstyle. So playing bio makes the most sense. Cure also might be the first person. We'll see. Hang on. Every player we've been casting who tries to wall off this third has fucked it up. Maybe Cure will be the first one not to mess up the wall off.
Go, go, go.
The Reaper died, but
complete.
It did scout that there's still no layer. That's a pretty big scout, I would say. For bases like this, it's going to be very basic tech. Cure can assume one of two things. Either True's playing really greedy, which is the case, a lot of drones, a lot of bases, or that there's going to be an all-in coming. But I think with the scouting he's had, it's pretty clear that this is more of a greed than anything else. So that's why you see him not rushing out to do much. There's no panic here for Cure. Again, he's been getting a lot of information off of what little he's seen so far. But yeah, this is a lot of drones over here actually. All right, now he's got 2 medevacs almost full. Maybe the Hellions are a bit of a side attack, or maybe they help the front line. Is there an armory? There's no armory, so there's no option for Hellbats, sadly. It's just gonna be Marines. This is not a 1-1 timing, but it is gonna be stim. Could be plenty. Cleans up some of the creep tumors with it right away. Goes for the queen. Quick snipe. Nice snipe. Banelings are out. He's got to be careful about this. He knows it because he scanned it to see it. I don't know what that was down there. I guess something ran off in that direction. Slow Banelings off creep, though. Marines can do this all day. He's going to get a snipe on the 4th, which is nice. But keep in mind, because True went so drone heavy, he's had such good economy. Losing this 4th base, he can literally shrug this off. Look at the income. That's 3 hatcheries he's had over Cure in the last just couple of minutes alone. 75 drones is huge. But getting the base kill was also nice. It's not like a waste of time or anything like that. It's just not going to cripple True the same way it would in some other situations. And oh my god, Cure might just do the actual wall off. I think he did the wall. Cure is the first person we've cast in 3 different TVZs to not mess up this wall off. Hell yeah. I love the focus fire. Diving in for the Banelings like that is nice. And of course, look at the resources lost. Oh my god, look at the resources lost. Like, that hatchery kill was big, but the fact that he's been target firing down a lot of these Banelings has been huge too. Cleans up a lot of the creep. Remember, these queens have been getting picked off too. And with the current ones that are in play doing injects, there's not a lot of extra transfuse or creep tomb energy. The Link's coming for the attack, but the surround's not good. Even though he's got that 1-1, the Medivacs proved to be too strong here. And of course, while the Banelings come in, he just picks up and flies away. Guess what? Round 2, good to go topside. Off creep. Banelings still don't have speed. Oh, the focus fire is so nice. I wish I could play like this. Oh, it's so gross. It's so good. Look at the resources lost. This is incredible. Even if Cure were to lose one of these Medivacs full Marines, which, you know, knock on wood, God forbid, his handling of this situation has been so good so far. Now we have Widow Mines coming to join the front lines. He's even going for Drilling Claws to add into this. And I guess that's actually a really good move, all things considered. I mean, Widow Mines and Banelings, they got a weird trade-out dynamic in the first place. But the fact that there's been no need for Overseers. There's been no need for detection. So the Drilling Claw is going to let these possibly survive a couple of hits. By the way, another drone. 9 drones get picked off through this attack. Finally taking a worker lead in this game. Those Widow Mines, of course, heading for the mineral lines, not for the front lines. Uh-oh, uh-oh. True. Okay, 24 dead drones. Shit, he's still on 60 workers despite taking all these losses. 31 drones in total across these various attacks. The Mutas will, of course, clean this up and catch the Medivac. That's going to be a little annoying. Mutas change up the dynamic enough that you can't do these crazy drops, but in these first 9 minutes of the game, Cure did so much damage. I mean, just look at the resources lost stacked up there. But more notably, like, the army supply was tanked. True's done a pretty good job trying to keep up with this despite these losses, but every time Cure just comes out ahead. I'm going to toot my own horn for a second, guys. Fun fact. Quick question, actually, before I even toot my own horn. You guys who watch this stream, you dear viewers out there, average Joes, subscribers, whoever, these income graphs and these army graphs, do you like seeing these? Are these cool things? Is this useless information for you? I think the resources lost, or excuse me, the income advantage is like a really great tool. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. I'm glad they finally started incorporating them more into WCS and stuff and 2, because for a long time, I don't know if it's that they didn't know how or they chose not to, but they weren't using income graphs for a while for WCS. Ooh, there's still a Widow Mine there that didn't go off. I don't think True knows this. Oh no! 12 kills! Oh! Oh, that's pain. And of course, there's no detection. They have Drilling Claws. They're just chilling, waiting for round 2. Where's the clip? Someone give me the clip. I know somebody clipped it. Give me that clip. Oh, that was so nice. That was so good for Cure. Banelings roll in. This is less nice. He was less prepared, but oh, the Widow Mines once again carrying him on his back. 2-2 done for both sides of the equation. There's a Thor out here to try and help zone out the Mutas, but I don't know if he'll even need to. The Widow Mines are getting the job done. True's got a lot of Lings and Banelings backed up behind this, but there's so many Marines still standing. They didn't get taken up by the Banelings. The Widow Mine's still waiting for round 2. The Overseers provide that detection, though, and he finally starts pushing Cure back. But even then, it's not even like a win. Cure continues to reinforce. The resources lost still stacked up very much heavily favoring the Terran. These Banelings are on the way, not ready to go just yet. Halfway through their morphing phase. Oh, the Drilling Claws is pretty sick. His Widow Mines didn't need to do a lot of damage, but the fact that they even spooked True gave Cure time to reposition his troops so he had scooped up and put in that wrong spot in the medevac. But nicely done. You see all these extra command centers coming down. This looks almost a little bit trolly, but this is a really good way for Cure to be spending his money right now. Because, of course, he will be expanding anyways. Got 52 workers to 0 SCVs. I can't even believe it. That's incredible. True's so good at run-bys, and True's so good with his Lings. The fact that he's not been able to do any of that just speaks so highly of Cure in this game. Now, unfortunately, as we speak highly of Cure, most of his front line's dead again. but I mean, the reinforcements once again dart to the front lines. Once the medevacs don't die, he maintains a very good army supply lead. But here's the thing, right? There's a lot of people who have had really cool things immortalized in Starcraft 2. You've got, obviously, the In Control Announcer Pack. Sure, it's sad that we no longer have Jeff, but there'll always be a part of him that's in Starcraft 2. You got Nathanius, Total Biscuit, you name it. There's really cool parts of the game that are easily identified and immortalized as these guys who have been part of Starcraft 2, right? But did you know Rifkin's got one? it's just not really given any credit, and nobody really knows that it's me unless they're told. But fun fact, guys, this and this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me. Oh, nice Widowmine shots. That's the tooting my own horn I was trying to get to earlier. Because we actually, for like a long time ago, the guy who developed GameHeart, we paid him to develop these graphs, and I wanted graphs. I thought like there was just so much more information to show in StarCraft 2. And then of course, because it wasn't like my product but Blizzard's, they ended up taking control of it and they integrated it into the game directly, which I've got no complaints about. I love that it's a thing, and I love that people get use out of it. But it's one of those few things, you know, you're never going to see credited to me for. But just a little bit of a self shout out for those who don't know. I don't know if you meant to do that with the Banelings just now. That was a little bit awkward. Unfortunately, bleeding out now what are so valuable units. 26 army supply to 122. You don't need to be taught to know that this supply is this is too much. God, this is... Here's the thing, right? True's losing. He knows it. He's going to tap out soon, I'm sure, but I've not seen True. We've cast 3 now TVZs with True, and then both of the other TY against Alive. Like these other really great Terran players, True had control of those series from like minute 1. But here we are in the grand finals, and he's about to lose game 2, meaning he'll only have 1 life left. Nah, I say maybe GG soon. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but he's fighting to the last. He's lost this. There's no recovery. You know it. I think secretly he knows it too. Maybe just a little bit of stubbornness here as he doesn't want to quite go down. But GG. Cure takes a 2-0 lead. Yo, thank you very much for the subscription. Kraken TV, 2 months. Says thanks for the graphs. It's just one of those things, like, I'm not seeking credit. There's no need for it. I'm not expecting WCS to, like, ever give me credit for it or anything. But I was kind of thinking of recently, like, I don't have anything. Like, despite how much time I've put into the game and all this stuff, there's people like me and Wardy and others who don't have the in-game stuff that a lot of these other content creators associated with StarCraft do. So, I got the one thing. I'll happily take it. I like to know that I left some sort of impact on this game. Even if not, like, publicly and officially recognized. Sure, you want credit, else you wouldn't mention it. I mean, okay, yeah, if you want to get really fucking Freudian on this, sure, I want a little bit of credit because I mentioned it. But the devil wasn't like, hey guys, by the way, I'm not getting enough attention today. Can we please make sure to give Rifkin credit for things? Like, come on, man. All right, Cure's ready. Let's hop into it. Thunderbird coming up. And thank you guys again for joining us for the show today. 2,000 viewers. God, I hate the dynamic of this. We get so many viewers for Korean stuff and then like so little for any other region, but whatever floats your fancy, whatever players you enjoy. I'm just glad you guys are tuning in for some StarCraft. And once again, if you guys have not yet hit that follow button, I hope you will. I do have to do a quick sponsor read though as we get into this game. So real quick, folks, if you are watching, tuning in, and you happen to be in the United States, or you plan to be in the United States in the near future, you should definitely consider checking out Ting. What is Ting, Rifkin? Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's a mobile phone service available only in the United States. The key thing about Ting, though, is it's really, really cheap. If you're like me and you sit at home all day, you're on Wi-Fi most of the time, you're not using a lot of phone data, dude, you're going to pay like $20 a month on your phone bill. The average phone bill on Ting is something like $30, something like that. They offer you $25 in credit just by going to our sign-up link, bttv.ting.com. They sponsored Neat, they sponsored Nathanius, they sponsored tons of tournaments over the years with us. They're the most reliable company we've worked with in the years that I've been doing this. So when I tell you to check them out, I hope you consider, at the very least, checking them out. But spawning here in the bottom right, oh no, we have the blue Zerg player, possibly for the final time today. It's True. And his opponent leads 2-0 to the top left. We have Cure. Now this is tough because last time we saw True, he got greedy and he did hatch gas pool and the 2 racks annihilated him. This time it's a bit different. This is no gas, this is Marines. He's gonna mine through the minerals at the back and surprise True from coming from behind. But at the very least, True does get a spawning pool down quicker, so at least he'll have something to work with. But the scouting for this is tough because there's actually 2 very, very distinct responses that most Zerg players have agreed upon. And that's if it's 3 racks, Marines, not Reapers, 3x Marines, a spine crawler is what you want for the defense. Oh, this drone. Oh, this drone is huge. He's not going to be able to stop the SCVs building. This much has been done, right? The damage has been done in terms of this going down. What he is going to be able to do, though, is respond. And again, a spine crawler is huge. Queens, Lings, no drones. True, last time in game 1, lost so badly because he was so ill-prepared. Oh, I don't know about the roach call. This is that other path I was going to go down, and some players like roaches, but I feel like roaches are only good if you're sure you're going to lose the natural. So rather than try and defend this or commit to this, he's going to let the bunkers go up. The hatchery will slowly but eventually die. What he would love to do is put a creep tumor, but I feel like that roach response, like it takes so much time, right? That's the worst part of this. The Ling's on top of the Marine, so oh, this is big. This is a nice small victory for True. Now, the bunkers are almost done. I don't know if he'll be able to keep the Marines from getting inside. If the Marines go inside the bunker, these Lings lose, but he denies the Marines! Oh, this is big. This is big. The amount of Lings he has can keep any of them from coming in. Now 4 roaches are on the way. True might have been late to the party, but he might just be able to pull this off. These Lings have to body block once again if they want to stop them from getting inside, because of course the SCVs are repairing that bunker. Yeah, here's the roaches. Do-do-do-do. Body block, body block. Oh, he doesn't get the full body block, but it's 1 Marine. It's 1 Marine of DPS. The roach that gets low here, he can just pull this away. Now, you do see a little bit of cat and mouse hopping in one bunker, out the other to save these units. It's still not going to be great, because back at home, even though he starts a bunker, he's got to run the Marines home to get into the bunker in the first place. That's unlikely to happen, unless for some reason he dilly-dally. No, True's not going to dilly-dally at all. He's going to get a little caught, but he catches the Marines, specifically the ones that want to go home and get inside that bunker. 2 bunkers, nothing to go inside them. Oof. I gotta give credit to True's micro, though. That was impressive. The Lings, not just coming from, like, the body block in the bunker was cool. That was the most, like, flashy, noteworthy part of the attack. But for me, coming from behind, catching the 3 Marines up on the ramp here was huge. But the fact that he body blocked with that, oh, that was beautiful. That's every Zerg's dream to make that go so smoothly. There's nothing in these bunkers, though. Oh, it's so awkward. The Marines are going to come from behind. The roaches can just pick these off. They might be able to pick off one of the roaches, but I mean, the roaches should win this fight ultimately. Although they do have a slow attack speed, so I like that Cure waited for them to auto-attack the supply depot before going in on this. But let's not forget, in a pinch, you can turn these into Ravagers. There's more roaches coming too. Queen even... It's just... It's taking so long to get anything inside these bunkers. Oh my god. And so he could have built a barracks back at home, had it complete, built a Marine, and at least had something inside this bunker. But True's payback has been pretty dope. The reinforcements here are going to get cut off once again. 3 roaches took so long to clean up. Now there's 5, 6 more of them. I think the best part of this is we're going to go to game 3 at this rate. Even with a Cyclone out killing one of the roaches, like, he doesn't actually have to fight that Cyclone. The fact that he got past the bunker means he can now surround. He's going to have to target fire down the SCVs, which means he might bleed out some of the roaches, but the damage done here is already huge. Like, killing these workers is huge. Even if Cure holds here, it's 18 workers to 36 drones. Like, True's good. True's good, dog. I think he's got to have a good assessment, too, of how much damage he's done. So many of these workers have died. A few more are going to go down by the looks of it before this is all cleaned up. That scouting barracks, though. This is game 3. Excuse me, I meant to say we're going to game 4, okay? I got a little caught up with how exciting this was. My bad. But as I said earlier, and I'll repeat again, this is not like your professional WCS commentary. If you're new to the channel, I'm watching the game with you guys. I'm a super fan. The difference is I've got a better microphone and I'm way more confident in talking, right? But man, just watching these guys play, the control's been so nuts. Even that fight over here with the roaches, the target fire was good. I mean, 17 SCVs died. 1 drone died. For somebody who proxy 3 racks, so sick. This is taking some time to clean up, which is annoying. It's forced the base out over here, but I think Tree's feeling confident enough to double expand right now. Yeah, this will be easy. So, Well, it takes some time to get this cleaned up. It's not like Cure has a pending attack. In fact, the Ling's going to see the one Cyclone. This really isn't that scary. Zerglings with a full surrounded speed are actually so good against Cyclones. The Viking might grab an Overlord or two, I suppose, but the Banshee follow-up, I like the idea, but it's not going to play. Not the way Cure wants it to. I do love that in chat we just had someone correct a 3-month subscriber who said, I've never heard of this caster before. Thank you, Timeless. I appreciate the backup. I really do. That's not sarcastic at all. But I do enjoy that you didn't look to see that this guy's been subbed for 3 months. I love the idea, though, that Not Fun subbed 3 months ago, and he's just like, I don't know who this is. I've been watching, but I don't know who this is. Hi, Rifkin. You spelled my name wrong. Go away. I have no sympathy for people who spell my name incorrectly. Because it's written over most of the overlays, and it's put in there in every game. In fact... Why is that not playing? Okay, never mind. I had a cool in fact, but it's not following it up. Tank fire is going to keep the Lings from running into this third, but the back attack was clever. It's always weird because when you see drones like this on any other map, it's just a miss rally, but on this map, you actually get that back attack through tearing down the mineral patches. So both players have had their thirds opened up, so to speak. Banshee in the main grabbing a couple kills, but the Overseer's already here. The Queen's dished out the damage quick enough to keep this from getting too out of hand. Transfuse the Overseer, dude? Transfuse the Overseer? Oh, it kills the Viking. Never had a problem. So, all things considered, Cure seems to be stabilizing in terms of army. But over time, this money difference, going back thinking, oh my god. Woof! For the next few minutes, like I like to say, it tends to take on average about 5 minutes for economy to really shine through. Like if you have an economic lead, it'll take about 5 minutes for your army to really reflect that lead. And that's what it's taken. Like Cure's on 70, he's on 82 drones across 4 bases. And you might be thinking, how does he not have this incredible army? Well, he's about to. The meter production's begun. The income, he doesn't need drones anymore. So like everything going forward in the game is pretty much going to be just pure army supply. Whether that's mutas or lings, you name it. It's just going to be an overwhelming macro game that I don't know that Cure can ever keep up with. The third CC is nice. The orbital is great. But it's just, there's such a stark difference in workers. And helping keep that difference, furthering it even more, 9 drones have died. 10 drones, not drones, SCVs. 11 SCVs have died and stalled out some production and been really annoying. And God, mutas are just so good in the right hands. I had to clear up the Banshee. 2 Banshees, 4 kills each. Not terrible, but definitely not great. Oh, of course, siege tanks are undefended. Well, not undefended. There's some Marines here, but the mutas just fly right through them and around them. Do you have stim? He doesn't even have stim. Oh my god. Of course, it's a mech game. He doesn't need stim. But that also means chasing these mutas is going to be a real pain. I love the Nidus Worm too. Look at that supply count, by the way, guys. That's what I'm talking about. It takes time for your supply to really reflect your economy, but here we are. We're officially in good money, good times for True. And with almost a maxed out 200 out of 200, this is going to be a Nidus Worm on top of these mutas. There's Swarm Host coming out. And I mean, these are Swarm Hosts to somebody playing mech. This is already just a good move in and of itself. But the 30-something workers that have died, these mutas have done work. You wouldn't even know this was the same guy. You know, game 1 and game 2 were such a domination for Cure. Here we are in game 3, and you're like, what happened? Who swapped out? Did Cure tag out his Dark playing for him right now? What changed? But no, like all the style, everything we're watching, this is all very True. It screams everything True does. It just took him this game to get back into the series. And luckily, with this being a best of 5, he had that opportunity. If this was only a best of 3, then this is already game over. Is Cure AFK? No. I think Cure's just feeling stubborn. I don't blame him. The thing is, okay, let's be real for a second. No jokes, no balance wine. Mech is really freaking strong. And defensively speaking, Mech can win a lot of battles that it shouldn't win, right? You turtle up. That's how you get some players out there who get really highly ranked despite their lack of skill and then get banned on Twitch because they stalk women all the time. Turtley Mech can get you battles that you shouldn't win. So Cure staying in this game is not that crazy, but it's not that effective either. There's the GG. True takes a game in the series and sends us to game 4. But with game 4 coming up, I am going to take a small break just to catch my breath, guys. So this won't be a super long commercial break. While we get this lobby up, I'm just going to go to the other screen for a second, catch a breather, drink some water, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes for the, hopefully not last game, but one of possibly the last games in the series. Okay, so I don't know who wins this. I still favor Cure, I think, a little bit, but that last game had a True. That was... I don't know if he was just waiting to go Super Saiyan or what the deal was. But game 1 and game 2 was so impressive for Cure. Game 3 was so impressive for True. What I do love is that, like, in each of the games that these guys won, it wasn't necessarily like the other player put up a bad game. Just the winner actually fought really hard and looked really good for it. Obviously, it'd be cool if True takes us all the way to game 5. Makes the tournament go a little bit longer and helps justify waking up at 3 a.m. But regardless, I've had a great time casting these games, or more accurately, field reporting upon them. We've had some really good matches today, but I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to another tournament that's happening today. Not happening here on this channel, but in approximately 2 hours from now, the Wardy Invitational is going live with players like Skillus, but more importantly, TLO, Showtime, Bly, Geralt, and our boy Hellraiser. There's actually some really good matches happening on Wardy's channel in a couple hours, so while by no means am I trying to send you there now, I just want to make sure you're aware of it so you don't miss out on some more good Starcraft. Do you have Zerg Fever? The only cure is more Cure Bells. Wow, what a reference. I feel like there's a good portion of people who watch Fortnite that would not understand that joke. It's like a dick in the box reference, man. It's just old at this point. Jesus. Hi, Odrin. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for field reporting with me. But, you know, before this game takes off, again, tomorrow we're going back to North America. And next weekend will be Korea stuff. But, man, as much as you might hear me complain about waking up early for these things, I still have a great time. I could have the worst day. Just cast some good StarCraft. You feel better for it. Oh, that was a little rough. Okay, so I was getting into the fact, I referenced this earlier, Tasia did some really cool moves like that, and denying a creep tumor this early is actually a pretty big deal, because you don't have queens with a lot of excess energy. You know, later on, it's not a big deal. Queens have enough creep tumors to fucking cover the whole map, but this early, stopping that first tumor, that's a big delay. I don't know if it's worth losing your Reaper over, but if you can deny that once or twice, that actually slows this down quite a bit. Grazeless says, aren't you afraid some sleep issues when you wake up at weird times for a long time? You know what? I've got a weird sleep schedule. I do like a lot of napping more than sleeping. But one of the weird things about this is I work off of I have two day modes. I either live off of 12-hour day or a 36-hour day. I don't really do a 24-hour day like most people do. So the weird sleep schedule kind of works out for me in that weird way because my body clock doesn't work like normal, I guess. But sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it is just agony. But yeah, I'm having a good time today. I'm not worried about any of that. The wall here is nearly done, but there's Hellions out, so even if the links slip through, it's not that big of a deal. Giving Rifkin the gift of a regular sleep schedule. Oh my god, if you could, dude. Well, if you could, I'd actually cast a lot less StarCraft because I wouldn't wake up at stupid hours. So maybe don't give me that gift. If you're enjoying the show, don't give me that gift. If you're enjoying the show, just subscribe or donate instead. All right, Hellions going to rush to that mineral line. The True pulls the workers. But, oh, you still cook up about 5 or 6. 8's what you need for this to be cost. And there you go. Anything else at this point is just extra. Not to mention the delayed mining, the lost income for a brief moment. Looks like there's an attempt at a Banshee flying in over here. Cloak's done. Ooh, that's some nice timing. This should be a dead queen. I don't think there's transfused ready and available. One of these queens, actually one of these queens now has a transfused, but going for the drones instead brings that number killed now up to 11. Back on the other side of the map, though, there's a Baneling bust waiting to happen. It's going to take every single one of these Banelings to break the depots. And then the question is, will True catch Cure off guard? Cure's in that process where he's just adding all these tech labs and add-ons, right? He doesn't actually have a lot of units to fight the Banelings off, much less the Lings. And, oh, one Baneling pops through the middle and is going to put these SCVs in one-shot range. The Hellions are going to probably die here, too. This is a bit rough. You can't pull the SCVs like normal because they're all on one shot. But he is going to hold. 16 drones die through the other side of the map. Those Banshees were relentless. 8 kills on this one. Looks like the second one that was sent out came back home. Or did the other one die? Yeah, this one just came back home. Do coffee naps? I don't drink coffee. I can't do coffee naps. I don't even know what those are. So, guys, I've been doing this for like 7 years. I ain't worried about my sleep. What's that good phrase? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't give a fuck. I'm having fun. Thank you guys for letting me have fun. Any caffeine works. I don't even know what I would drink caffeine. I guess G Fuel's got caffeine in it, right? I think that's probably the only thing I have with caffeine. All right, here comes round 2, the Baneling bust. There are a lot more Marines this time. Oh, but he just picked them all up. Oh, this was the wrong time to pick your shit up, Cure! With the depot being down on top of this, none of the Banelings were wasted on the wall, so he had a big threat to that mineral line. Sure, the supply depots break, but it's way better to lose the wall than to lose any of these units. Meanwhile, I guess there have been 2 Banshees sent up to the other side of the map, and we're not paying a lot of attention over here. This really is on the defense for Cure. He's having a hell of a time driving out these Lings, but the reason this is more important, I think, is because True, of course, has proven multiple times today that if he can get a good macro game, he can run away with the TVZ. But getting that good macro game is a lot easier said than done, and if Cure's constantly pressuring him, then he doesn't get to build up at home. But if True can keep Cure at home, not pulling off these drops, not pushing down the middle of the map because he's so busy defending thirds from run-bys, then True gets the macro up and True gets to do a lot. However, that's not how this is playing out for him just yet. These things might be able to draw that army back. Actually, there's only a tank up here and it's not going to be in range of the mineral line, so SCVs must be pulled away. The wall can be killed from behind. He's really intent on killing the SCVs. That's going to cost his Lings. I really feel like the return value of keeping these alive longer is a lot better than getting 3 more SCV kills now, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. Cure's going to stabilize. He didn't pull back. True's trying to set up a back attack, but this is before 1-1's done and before Baneling speed's done. This is a really anti-timing for True. A really bad anti-timing, excuse me. Rifkin joining the 27 club confirmed. What's the 27 club? I'm part of the Pen 15 club. I know that one. I've been a member of that for years. Got my certification over on Penn Island. Oh, that's fucked up, guys. I thought this was like gonna be some cool thing. Alright, the medevac's getting targeted down by the Queens. Or not, actually, they're fighting against the Marines. I don't know about that. Kind of feels like a bit of a wasted fire effort there, but the Lings and the Banelings do clean this up. However, Cure's actually the one who's up in workers through this, despite taking some of the more recent losses. 4th base is set up for True. He's gonna have to respond down here. The creep spread's not that good this game. This is tough because not only does it not connect the bases efficiently, it also doesn't have the scouting to see this coming from far away. No stops from Cure to have to scan and clean up, giving True time to morph in those additional Banelings or building more units. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of the 27 Club before. You guys mentioned this here in chat. It's literally the first time I've ever heard of it. I'm 31, so I'm good. I'm well past that point. I've survived for now. The tanks, no, the tanks are good. They take it back. They take out a lot of the Banelings, so even though some do slip through, this is going to be using them all in the SCVs, meaning there's no more for the army fight. So these Lings don't have a lot of staying power, but this killed 17 workers. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Banelings are morphing in, but they're on the front lines and getting picked off, plucked off. Cure might have lost 23 workers, but he might have just secured victory in the game. Where do you live? Under a rock? No, I just do StarCraft, man. I don't give into celebrity gossip and shit. This is gonna be the end of True. A little bit of a bummer after such a good comeback there in game 3, but 4 is a bad luck number in Chinese. It means death, right? Or whatever. Game 4 is gonna be the death of True. It's tough too, because he never really got that 4th base established. And man, if you get to run away, like seriously, if True, he showed us through so many games today, he's got that TVZ in the bag. This loss ain't even nothing. It just is a victory for Cure.